Hey, good morning. Greetings to everybody. Thank you for deciding to go through this interesting topic on spending quality time with your children. I am Santosh Hariharan from SH Development Academy, where my tagline is touch, tap, and transform. So, giving a quick overall understanding of this important session because moments matter. So, I have overall 30 years of industry experience in sales, training, and HR. And since last 4 to 5 years, I have been in the field of coaching and counseling. I am a success mindset coach, helping students to achieve success. I am also a career counselor using tools like DMIT and psychometric tests. I help parents to understand their children and guide them towards better outcomes in life. And I'm also a parenting coach. The objective is to make a difference in the lives of people so that they can lead more successful lives. It's important to say thank you to everybody, those who have helped me in my journey, to Lord Almighty, to my parents, to my family, especially to my gurus, all my teachers, my mentors, and also special thanks to Mr. Sunil Parekh and Mr. Manish Sharma, who have been instrumental in my second innings as a mindset coach, a career coach, a parenting coach, etc. So thanks to everybody and all those special children, parents who have been part of my programs, my workshops, because of their good wishes, their references, which I am able to then contribute more to the society. Let's begin with our session with this important question. If you're reading this, I want you to quickly close your eyes and imagine what is that one childhood memory with your parents which you still treasure. I'm sure there are so many memories which we have of our childhood, isn't it? In fact, I remember those memories of my dad helping me with storybooks. Every night we used to read some stories, especially in the early 80s. We used to have this Mandrake and Lothar and Phantom. So it was called as Indrajal Comics. And I think there was a weekly issue. Every week he would get this. And then I was eagerly waiting for that day when he would bring this. And that night it was fun. He explaining me the story. And those moments are magical. I still remember them. Thank you, Dad, for doing this with me. And I'm sure you also have some images like this of your own childhood. And when we think of that, I want you to think about this next question. Imagine what is that you want your child to cherish most of their child. Close your eyes again and imagine what they should be enjoying about their child. What is that one thought which you have in your mind about your children? Yes, we are talking about parents and therefore this wonderful journey of being a parent. When a child is born, a parent is also born. And this phase of parenting is so fantastic. It's very joyful. I'm sure all of us remember the first time we took our baby in our arms. And I'm sure when you think about that, you'll have goosebumps now. And when you imagine the first time the baby looked at you and smiled at you, do you recall that? And how do you feel when we remember those joyous moments? And the first time your child started walking, and these are wonderful memories to have, and which makes us understand that yes, it's indeed a blessing. Parenting is a fantastic phase, it's a blessing, and we all have gone through it, isn't it? And when the child is growing, we also start aspiring. Yes, I want my child to be maybe a doctor or maybe a chartered accountant, whatever be that. However, all of us have one thing in common is we want our child to grow up into a good human being, isn't it? Yes, that's very important. A human being who can contribute to society, contribute to his own progress, to his family, to society as such. However, as we take this journey ahead, we find that suddenly, over a period of time, this love, this joy turns into not pleasure, somewhat pressure. Yes, because we also are growing in our own life, maybe in our job, and then within that, managing home, managing work, handling kids become a challenge. And therefore, I say parenting becomes a double-edged sword. One side it's joy, other side it's also pressure. The same love which we were endorsing or experiencing slowly creeps into confusion, comparison, at times some guilt of maybe not able to spend time, or the guilt of maybe having shouted at your child earlier when you were busy in your work. And that is where you find that there is something missing. Now, some changes in the child's behavior also start creeping up at different age groups. Some children show tantrums, emotional outbursts. Now, a tantrum is something which is a message to the parent actually that I want your attention. However, we fail to recognize that, and then we lose our emotional balance too, and then we start shouting, the child back answers, and then those are signs where the relationship starts getting messier. So signs like tantrums are something which we should watch out for. But not many parents are able to understand why the child is throwing some tantrums, why there is some emotional disconnect. We have started giving more gadgets to the children so that at least we can then do our work peacefully, isn't it? But that small 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour ensures that over a period of time, since now the child is consistently watching gadgets, it now becomes habit. Therefore, excessive screen time is what also is witnessed in many children. There is anxiety, there is resistance to whatever we say, at times to studies also. And as seen in teenagers, because of the hormonal imbalances, there are mood swings, withdrawal symptoms. Sometimes because of the continuous phase of where parents want to give regular input to the child, they shout or they keep telling, do this, don't do this. This makes the child even low in confidence, which is again very dangerous. And therefore, there is a gap in between, and some child may even say this loudly: you never listen to me. But remember, friends, all these are signals which parent is getting regularly with one feedback that I need attention. I need attention. But then the disconnect has already happened, and this disconnect today goes on to become a bigger gap as you keep growing, as the child keeps growing, and the storm is inevitable. The storm is inevitable. A phase which could have been managed earlier better now is out of our control. But remember, these are not just phases; these are just messages or signals by your child to you for that connection which they need. They are wanting your attention. So you may give toys, you may give gadgets, you may put them to different classes and tuitions, but the medicine lies with you. It's your time. The medicine is you. So is reconnection possible? If there is a big disconnect, is reconnection possible? And the answer is yes. It's possible because we all say, no, better late than never. So let's start today by intentional quality time. We need to give quality time with our kids mindfully, consciously. and that is intentional quality time. You definitely can't change your past. You can't change how you began. Whatever has happened, you've reached here today. So let's start from today. Let this be a point A or a zero from where you can move up so that you can change your ending. You will have a brighter close, a brighter future, a brighter outcome. But that happens only when you change today. So please understand, spending quality time is very powerful and will give powerful results. And when we start spending intentional quality time, we'll also appreciate that these moments do matter. Those can be simple moments like spending time with your child playing a game or doing some mischief, which the child also enjoys. Remember, they want us around when they are small. And how we respond to that will determine whether they also would like to spend time with us when they grow up. A very strong state. Think about this. So, why does quality time matter? Because life today has become more about our schedules. Our calendar is full. However, the pictures are missing, the precious moments, the good quality moments, pictures are missing from our album. So, parenting has become more of schedules than memories. However, children don't remember those routines, they remember the beautiful moments. Those moments are important. So, let's flip this. Let there be more of beautiful memories than these schedules. Let us learn to create those lovely, lovely memories and beautiful moments, even when we are busy. So, when you say intentional quality time, plan for those activities so that the child can remember those wonderful times which we have spent with them. So, if I ask you this question, I want you to answer it to yourself. So far, how much have you been spending as a quality time, a truly engaged one with your child? And the answer might be for some 10 minutes, for some it may be 20 minutes or half an hour, and for very rare, some parents it may be an hour or so, or sometimes the whole day on a weekend when you were going out with your kids. So one of the most common parenting regret, which has been studied by Harvard, is that I wish I had spent more time with my child. Yes. And this is a common regret with most of us, I'm sure. So the question is not about how much time, it's about the quality of time which you have spent. Imagine you have two cups, one bigger and one smaller, a large mug and a small teacup. And the large mug is empty, whereas the small teacup is full of water. So this larger mug, though had more space, more quantity which it could hold, but it is not worth it now because it is empty. Whereas the smaller mug is more precious. It's important to have that quality of time. Small time which you spend is even more precious. Therefore, don't worry about the duration. Let's focus on those small moments during those 5 minutes or 10 minutes or half an hour which you are going to spend time with your children. So let me share a story. There was this teacher who had given some essays competition to their kids, and the topic given was, what would you like to become and when you grow old? So all children contributed their essays, and the teacher decided to go home and have a check on all those. And as she was checking, she was intrigued and happy that many students had written different options like being an engineer or a doctor or an inspector or a soldier. And as she was checking these papers, she came to one paper where something caught her attention, and in a matter of few moments, there was a change in her expression. She became emotional. And slowly, maybe we could see a tear in her eye. And that's when her husband walked in from office and also wanted to ask her about why there is this emotion within her. And she said about this essay which she had recommended to all her students and how they had written, and how this one student has written something different and which has made her feel that emotion. And when he asked further, what was it all about? She said, there is this boy who has written that he would like to become a mobile phone. And that's because he felt or he saw when he comes back home, people are busy in their own mobiles. He felt that people are more interested in their mobiles, not in spending time with him. So he says if those gadgets are more valuable and everybody is having a look and spending time with their mobiles, I better be a mobile when I grow old so that at least then I'll have attention. And this was such a big, big message out of the blue. Even that father, the husband of this teacher, started saying that, okay, what a poor family this is. They are not even spending time with their child. And then she hesitatingly, with one more tear from her eye, said, this essay has been written by our own son. Yes, dear friends, this is Ghar Ghar Ki Kahani. It's happening across all homes, maybe happening in our own house itself. So it's a strong message that even though parents give toys and gadgets and materialistic things, that is not what children want. Children want those precious moments, that intentional quality time. They want to have time to enjoy activities together with their parents, so that those are something which they can cherish, they enjoy, their feelings are great. That's the time when children can bond together with their parents and have a better emotional connect. So, can we think about this with our families too, with our children too? The myth of quantity I've already busted earlier. It's more about the quality than the quantity. Many hours doesn't give meaningful bonding, doesn't mean that if you're spending the whole day, that's the best thing. No, what the Harvard research also said is that if you can even spend 10 minutes of intentional quality time, results show that there is a significant improvement in the overall vocabulary or the communication of the child. Just 10 minutes by parents with their children can have this kind of a outcome. So quality time is all about connection. It's not about duration. Quality time is when you spend with your child little time intentionally and showing them that you are important for me, that I love you, and I'm communicating that through my presence. By being present, that shows that I'm giving importance to my child, and the child is getting the message that my parents love me. That's how powerful this message is of spending important time with obviously our kids. So we have to do other things also. So let's prioritize. I have not in any way saying we should not focus on our other activities. However, the way we focus on other activities, let's also prioritize and give more time to our children. So let's speak something more about intentional quality time. This has to be planned with awareness. It has to be there in your mind that I have to do this with my son or daughter today. Either maybe in the evening when I get back home or early morning. But let me have this in my mind and schedule that this is what I'll do every day. Intentional quality time. Let's be aware, let's be conscious of the fact that maybe I could not spend that so far. Let me do it now. Because that is going to help me connect with my child, be there for them emotionally, physically, mentally, so that the child feels valued. The child realizes that my time is important, so is my parents' time, and both are therefore spending time with each other. So let's also listen to something about intentional quality time. Intentional quality time comes with planned awareness. Being aware is important, that this is what I've been missing, and let me do this now consciously from now onwards. I will spend 5 minutes with my child by sketching or with music or sharing stories, etc. So when we have that intentional time, the outcomes also will be much, 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 much fruitful. We help each other to be connected, stay bonded. We are present mentally and physically as well, both. And hence the child feels valued that, yes, I am important. I am being heard. My father or mother wants to spend time with me because they feel that I am important. So you are, as parents, giving importance to your child and conveying that message very loud and clear by spending that quality time. And that time, again, no distractions, no competition with your mobile phone or other web series or TV programs. 100% quality time, distraction free. No work, no personal or professional work at that time. At that moment, it's only you and your child. So the key benefits of intentional quality time builds trust, bonding, and emotional security. The child knows that whatever happens at the end of the day, I am safe. I can always bank on my parents. That's the kind of trust which develops when you spend intentional quality time. It increases and improves your communication with each other. Child grows more with confidence. There's a high level of self-esteem and pride in whatever he does, and he's able to then present himself, speak to people outside with more authority or confidence. And it also has the benefit of reducing behavioral stress. Quality time spent now will ensure that they also spend time with us tomorrow when they grow. And that is when we are going to feel lonely, isn't it? When we grow old and the children are maybe because of their career challenges not with us anymore. But how you have spent your time with them when they were young will determine whether they also will be missing you. Being with you will be their priority. They will try to meet you regularly or at least have regular phone calls or video calls. That's how they will ensure that the tradition continues. For that, we need to first start doing it ourselves. So instead of knowing that it's important, there are barriers, like barriers can be first your own work schedules, which is forcing you to keep other things aside and focusing only on your work. So if you have to overcome this, you need to understand that your family is also a priority, your kids are your priority. So then you will be able to overcome this barrier. Whichever you focus on more will win. So let's focus on our kids. Let's focus on our family. Another barrier commonly seen is, as discussed earlier, about the addiction to mobiles and laptops or maybe the OTT platforms. Now, with a lot of web series, or maybe even during sports matches, parents, especially fathers, would prefer to spend time watching a cricket match or a football match. So those distractions also need to be kept aside, especially when you are having an intentional quality time of maybe 10 minutes. Can those 10 minutes be devoid of any other distraction from the TV, web series, or sports, or mobile messages, etc.? So don't be distracted. Focus on your child, and let's be aware. And not being aware is a barrier. Not being aware is a barrier. So now, so far you were not aware. Let's bring in that awareness. And when you're aware, your actions will change. Dear friends, let me share some simple ways to create quantity time. My dear friends, let's now look at simple ways to create quality time daily with your children. I'm sure you must be already spending and having some tips yourself, but pulling all your ideas, I'm sure some of these can be also worked upon and added to your schedules. Some important schedules which I would recommend is having nice conversations over dinner. Ensure that during dinner time, everybody is in the table at 9 o'clock, if that is the time. And again, distraction free, and start sharing about how your day went by. And when, as parents, when we share about the success stories, the challenges, the child also starts learning, and soon he will also start sharing. And future, when he is facing any challenges or he is having some difficulty, he will definitely come and share first to his parents. So for that to happen, one of the important secrets is dinner time conversations over dinner on the dining table. Bedtime rituals are also an interesting manner, which I shared earlier about how my dad used to read out stories to me. Very important that every parent does this with their child. At night time, when you go to sleep, is where your subconscious is very, very active. And during those times, when you read positive stories with good outcomes, good morals, that can definitely help the child also to learn and start practicing and behaving the way you expect them to in terms of their values and ethics. We all understand the importance of gratitude, saying thank you and feeling grateful to all that what God has blessed us with. The more you are grateful for, better would be your future outcomes. So be thankful, be grateful, and write it down in a diary. And let that be your last activity before you go to bed. This can be done by some parents in the morning itself. When you get up in the morning, also you can have gratitude journaling. And if your child learns this from you, again, you're giving him the right seeds for success. Also, some parents enjoy walking with their child for an evening stroll or a morning walk. And this again should be device free. No mobiles, no other gadgets, unless you both are enjoying a common masterpiece of music or song from a favorite singer. That's okay. However, ensure that you are again free of distractions and focusing on your child and enjoying the activity together. In advance, one can plan for small routines for the weekend. Maybe coming Sunday is our pasta day where everybody will come together, father, mother, children, and prepare pasta. And when you are announcing this in advance, there is a curiosity. People are waiting for this, children are excited, and you will enjoy that half an hour, 45 minutes, how you spend those wonderful qualitative time to make pasta. And like that, we can have many other activities. We also can help our children with the homework, especially if they're in that school going age. And homework not for putting pressure, not for comparing your child with somebody else who's doing better than this child. It's only to develop or create that interest in doing that activity. Maybe at times the subject might not be interesting for the child, but you helping him out can help the child develop interest as well. So this is a small but very, very powerful activity. It may take 15 minutes or half an hour depending on the intensity of the homework. Still, if you do this, apply this, I'm sure you'll find a big difference in how you connect with your child in the coming days. Also, for the younger kids, you should have more of activities like painting, drawing, creating some blocks using those Lego blocks available in the market, or even playing songs or listening to some music together or having a jamming session. This is again going to add creative ideas to your child's thinking. Non-academic reading is something where you are reading a book which is not related to his studies. So it can be a comic book or it can be a novel, it can be even Ramayana or Mahabharat, comics of illustrious leaders or mythological characters from where children can learn good qualities of ethics, of values, be disciplined, being strong, etc., can help them imbibe those qualities. And as they grow up, they can also exhibit these qualities. So these are simple ways to create quality time and ensure that your child is getting something very valuable. So how do we create this? Again, some tips. As I said earlier, be fully present. Do not get distracted by the phone or the laptop. When you are with the child, give complete eye contact. Let him or her realize that you are listening, or not just nodding your head, but you are understanding what you are speaking, and that also comes from your body language. Those moments, let's not use for discouragement or comparison or criticizing. Let's have complete appreciation and encouragement. Identify small things which you can highlight and appreciate. Don't ignore them as something which everybody does. Don't take it for granted. Maybe your child has done it, he or she needs to be appreciated. And while doing all this, let's spend daily at least 10-15 minutes by setting aside your time, by prioritizing your other activities, and giving more importance to your child. So these tips, I'm sure, will help you to develop a stronger bond with your child. Few of our other parent friends also do these activities. Like in the morning itself, when you get up and meet your children with eye contact, give a big smile. That smile in the morning can be contagious and can be a lot of positive energy, which can create a good, successful day ahead for your child. Sharing achievements, sharing good things about how your day went. Don't worry whether your child is speaking or not, but start sharing. When you share, he is listening, and they also will start copying us sooner or later. Appreciate their efforts, not just results. He must have achieved today 17 out of 20, but who knows? Maybe last time he had got only 14. So from 14 to 17 is a good progress, which has to be recognized. So give a pat on the back, give a smile, share that you're happy. And here, when I say appreciating, again, doesn't mean with the help of any gifts, more than gifts or any other bigger value items. It's what you do with them, how you speak to them, how you make them feel. That is more important. Many mothers do this. They give a big hug to their children when the children are back from school and loudly shout, I missed you. I love you. This again helps to strengthen the bond between the child and the parent. So you also can try these important activities with your children. So friends, let's now decide on action. It's action time. From whatever we have discussed, identify one moment which you would like to create in the coming week. Something which you have not done so far can be an addition to your schedule already, which you have been having with your child. Add one more. If you have already been doing some, maybe think of something new and share it in the group with us. But let's have our thinking caps on how creatively, differently you can allow your child to have quality time with you. Next, please write down and reflect on what is that one thing which you will make this week to spend quality time with your child. What is that one change you will do in your existing behavior? Because you need to prioritize time and you will get time only from that other phase from where you are spending extra. So identify those areas, and maybe anywhere you find out that your child is not getting your attention because you are spending more time on something else, change that. And for that, identify a behavior which you will incorporate from today onwards. What one thing you will change in yourself to make the child also feel different. And please understand, when you know more about your child, about his talents or strengths, you may be observing these things, but there is a scientific method of knowing it even much better. It's just like you know how to reach to your destination when you're driving. However, it's still better to put on the GPS so that you know of any blocks or any traffic jams, and then the GPS will give you the direction. Take left or go straight or take right. So that helps you to have a smoother drive and reach your destination faster, isn't it? Likewise, when you understand your child with the help of these tools like DMIT, psychometric test, or also conduct a mindset session for them. They will be able to appreciate their goals, believe in their goals, believe in themselves, believe in their journey, and they will be very confident to achieve their goals. So, what are the tools which they can use to know their child better is something called as DMIT, dermatoglyphics study of fingerprints, where the fingerprints being connected to the brain right from the mother's age. Therefore, we will be able to map the brain completely. And using this report, parents can be guided by the counselors and told on what areas the child will be strong or weak or average. And accordingly, the parent can customize his approach to make the child successful in all aspects of life. So it's good to identify the strength which your son can implement and achieve success quickly than working on the difficulties and taking more time to get more outputs there. So let's understand your children and make them more effective. I would like to share a success story of one of my clients. Madam Pallavi recently informed us that her son, who had done DMIT with us and undergone the counseling and coaching sessions, did well in his 10th board exams. However, the main reason to be happy was not that he got 82%. It was because earlier, before coming to me, prior to the coaching, he was at 47% with least interest in studies. However, after going through his patterns, especially he had the Dhanush or arch patterns, based on the advice given to his parents, there was a intentional shift in the actions done by parents, and the child also applied them at home. And over a period of time, he could regain his interest for studies. He was more focused, and it gave a big result in his exams. It's a great success story, again proving that knowing your child, understanding your child is very, very important. So, friends, finally, let me highlight that the time which we spend with our children is equivalent to the love which you want them to realize you're having. And remember this time as an acronym of together, intentional, mindful moments every day. So let's together every day spend consciously intentional moments with our child. I'm now also available for personalized coaching sessions or consultations. So any parent who would like to get personalized, customized solutions, please feel free to contact me at the number given below. One may avail of two minimum sessions. The first session goes for understanding and assessment, and the second session would be focused towards the intervention. And at the same time, I'm also open to doing the career guidance, DMIT tests, or psychometric tests for children. And please do join our conscious parenting group, the link of which will be shared to you separately on WhatsApp. This is a group where we have parents who are very conscious about what they want to do with their kids. They are mindful. They may be making mistakes, but with our tips and strategies, we are encouraging them to change their behavior. So do message me if you would like to be part of the conscious parenting. So a big thank you once again, friends, for listening to this entire presentation. Kindly do share your big moments from this session. What is that one thing which you learned and which you will apply from today onwards? Any takeaways? Kindly share it on my Google review page also. You can submit your feedback by choosing to take a scan of this QR code, and this will take you directly to my Google page where you can submit your ratings and the review feedback. So thank you so much. Let's intentionally spend quality time because moments matter. Happy parenting.